since they were first patented in the 19th century. Where to buy mason jars? Glass mason jars are typically used for preserving perishable food products, and they are handy for many other things as well. Canning homemade goodies including jam, storing dry food items such as herbs and spices, and serving as airtight containers for keeping things like coffee or pipe tobacco fresh, two of my personal favorite uses. They're also often used as decorative items, to hold candles, or even for drinking, as the popularity of mason jar mugs has shown. True mason jars should always be made of glass, not plastic, and have a lid that creates an airtight seal. Two-piece mason jar closures typically feature a rubberized rim underneath the flat part of the lid. This is securely pressed onto the jar's opening by the ring part of the lid, or band, which screws down, thus creating a tight seal. These lids also usually have a popper in the center. After spending time in the fridge, after being boiled for canning, or if the jar contains something that consumes oxygen, a properly sealed lid will pop when open due to the pressurized air inside. There's little reason to go cheap with these. American-made mason jars don't cost much at all and can last forever, so it's worth going for high-quality brand names. Ball & Kerr are the two biggest names in the mason jar business, and ones you may already be familiar with yourself, but there are some other brands worth checking out which we've included as well. Mason jars come in a variety of shapes and sizes, so no matter what you need for your home, chances are we've got it covered. From small 4-ounce jelly jars to handled drinking glasses, read on for the 5 best mason jars you can buy right now. Where to buy mason jars? Those who are new to home canning will soon learn how fun it can be. But it won't be long before they'll be facing down a pile of fresh produce, only to discover that they've run out of canning jars, also commonly called mason jars. To save money while ensuring that you're always ready to preserve great produce deals and bumper crops, the home canner should stock up ahead of time on most, if not all, of the jars they'll need for the canning season. With just a little care in use and handling, jars may be reused season after season. You will, however, have to supplement your collection with new lids each year, unless you buy a certain type. More on this later. Where to buy?
Than the boiling point.
Many stores sell canning supplies, including hardware, grocery, and department stores. Most of them don't keep large quantities of jars on hand in the off-season, but they should have a good supply available during the summer and early fall. Canning has steadily been gaining popularity over the last few years, and many manufacturers and stores are experiencing shortages, running out completely before the canning season is over. This makes it very important to keep enough on hand, or you'll face wasting good food for want of a place to put it.
Hot jars with
I don't
hot food.
necessarily recommend hoarding, although it's not a bad idea, just making sure that you have a large supply. If a canner finds they've stocked too many, there will be plenty of needy people to take surplus off their hands the next season, although, to a home gardener or preservationist, jars are golden glass. For the first few years, it's definitely better to err on the side of caution and procure a few extra, as opposed to finding yourself stuck with too few. If you're in a pinch, it may be helpful to know that I'm after. There are alternatives to buying canning jars in the store, because they can be reused indefinitely as long as they don't have any cracks or chips. They are a great item to find secondhand. Spreading the word among friends and family is a useful tactic, and could result in the inheritance of a whole collection from a retiring canner. Many older people who can't can anymore, or those who just don't have the time, will be thrilled to find an appreciative home for their stock. Rummage sales are a great place to pick them up, as are thrift stores. A request made on Craigslist or FreeCycle may also net a lot of jars, a boon to the new canning enthusiast who is just getting established.
Our tomatoes will be room temperature, and we'll add boiling water to the mix in order to get them to seal. The first thing you need to do is sterilize your jars, and they are ready to use. In a pot of boiling water, pour in your tomatoes. You want to have them in the boiling water for 30 to 45 seconds, and then we'll remove them and put them in ice water. After 30 or 45 seconds, take your tomatoes out, put them in the ice water. This is going to make the tomatoes a lot easier to peel. So we have the tomatoes in the ice water bath, and it's time to peel and core. As you can see on this, because they sat in the water, sterilize seals, and then we tighten it down with the ring. Now it's ready to go in the water bath. To the rack, here's the top of the jars. After 35 minutes, if it doesn't seal, put it in your
Not so much. It is very important to check prices carefully when buying secondhand. New canning jars from the store generally cost $1.12 each, depending on the size. When buying secondhand, it's vital to know the item's retail cost to make sure the used price is actually a good deal. $0.25 $0.50 each is a fair price, and an excellent deal if you're buying used. Unfortunately, lots of can often believe, and price them sky high. See Amazon link or video description. Thanks for watching, Mason.